We will flick over to the other side of the city and we will talk about a man who is, he's had a season of two halves, I think you could say. Nicolas Kuhn, stick or twist? It's a massive question facing Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, and I think it's important to caveat the fact this isn't twist on just form, it's time. But Celtic are the specialists of selling at the right time. Now, Dysmide is the next one who's going to enter the kind of final part of his contract, but it's quite obvious that they would love to keep him around, or at least get him on a bumper contract, and then if suitors come. But for Kuhn, it's a bit more complex. I actually felt, I've been quite strong in this in the past, I thought he was actually better than advertised at the tail end of last season, and then that followed into a brilliant start. And I think me, as much as anyone's been shocked at the level he's playing at currently. And it's hard with Kuhn because when he's off, he's so off the pace. It's so obvious. He's weak in tackles. He likes that cut inside across the pitch, and it doesn't work. And I think he is. When you see again, it's back to the James Forrest. When James Forrest is there, he always come back in, and you get a level. And the truth is, Kuhn drops below the Forrest level, and then he can go to a level that James Forrest can't currently get to. I think they've got a big decision. I would be surprised if good level European teams would still be interested in paying good money, and then that gives you an option, because a striker will need to be. So it lets you still get Jota on the books, maybe a cheaper winger, and then you put more of the money in to get a central striker. What would you do if you were Brendan Rodgers on the Celtic board?
Is it wrong that the first thing that pops into my head when you were talking about an additional winger is Václav Černý? Could he, we spoke about Greg Taylor, could Černý be tempted to go the other way amongst all the kind of chat about trying to link Taylor with Rangers? I think Černý would actually improve Celtic. I think he'd be a good signing for them. But anyway.
And it wouldn't be very controversial either. That's a great thing as well.
Yeah, there'd be no controversy to that. No bother at all for him. This for me is when Brendan Rodgers earns his corn, and he needs to know Nicolas Kuhn's character. Is he a player who's going to respond better to a kick up the backside, or does he need an arm around him and almost like a DVD? Look how good you were at the start of the season. This is what we believe you can do. And I think we'll see that this weekend. Does he throw him in from the start at Hampden? And if he does, then I think you'll see that he's maybe the sort of player who needs an arm around him. If he benches him, tries to prove a point again, I think he's maybe somebody who needs a kick up the backside. And there might be no way back in terms of at Celtic if they just think, right, we'll cash in. We'll take the money while we can.